Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Nani? This should be played at high volume.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Hero, the illustrator and author of The Strangers, and we have finally made it to the last episode of this character bio. We made it, guys, and I want to thank you guys for joining me up until this point. This is going to be the last character bio I put out because I'm going back to the gridiron to start writing and completing issue 2, since issue 1 is in ink finally, so it's just about editing and rendering that to my liking. For the meantime and between time, let's talk about Demi. This is Zemi's younger sister. She is also one of 2 sets of twins that are in Zemi's family. Zemi has 5 siblings total. She's the middle child, and that would make Demi the youngest of her family. Demi is just what you expect her to be, a young, energetic, very positive young lady who has nothing but great role models in front of her, as her sister is a business tycoon in the real world, and her middle sister is getting tons of praise from her father and making a name for herself in the community in a positive light. Demi is definitely a watcher. Demi pays attention to the little things, and she might even notice things that aren't readily innate to other people. For all of Demi's charm and charisma, and very lackadaisical, she doesn't really seem to grasp the concept of personal space. For that matter, just understanding people's social cues, which puts her in very strange positions. For all intents and purposes, she means well, and we can't knock her for that. Next, we're going to talk about her twin brother, who is her elder by all of 5 minutes. Remi is the epitome of nerd culture. He is into all things technology and into all things science. Calling him smart is sort of an understatement. He is a prodigy if you've ever seen it. He's been able to master several instruments. He can speak and write fluently in at least 7 different languages, and he just seems to have all the makings of a boy genius. The only thing that's really just stopping him is his innate, nonchalant, I'm better than you attitude, which won't really get you far in this world, as he's finding out. But thanks to his younger sister, he's able to find common ground, as she is sort of his bridge to social life. She helps him accommodate and adapt to these new situations and new experiences. But for all intents and purposes, guys, that will be it. We're gonna call it a wrap. I've given you guys multiple characters to check out, starting with Valor Halls, the brother's keeper, the muscles, the coolest guy on the block. We told you about how he enjoys doing things his way. We've also introduced you to Key Clandestine, who is obsessed with her culture, only it isn't hers. She's trying her best to identify herself using the brains and smarts she's acquired throughout her life in order to help identify with a culture, more importantly, with her friends and family. And we've also met Happy Bright, the one person who can't see, who can't hear, but stays with a smile on her face. We'll learn about how she manages to keep this smile on her face and how she's made it thus far. We also met G7, the sworn protector of the Queen. He has come to this world with one mission in his mind and heart, which is protect the Queen. But when the Queen has other objectives like protecting hundreds of thousands of people, what is your resolve when it's time to protect someone, but they're more interested in protecting you? Last but not least, the person who started all of this, Zemi. Zemi is our protagonist and our hero. She's a reluctant little lady, but she has a big heart, and to go with it, she has an even bigger smile, the Gravity Queen herself. The always beautiful, always classy, smart, outgoing, cheerful, looking for the bright side, not afraid to stand up for anybody, and not afraid to speak up for herself. It is so important to me that I get Zemi right, because she has the potential to be a form of inspiration, motivation, and more for a group of women, especially in the minority community, who have never really been able to look up to a teenage superhero that looks like them. But if you like what I'm doing and you want to keep up with me, social media links are all below. And I've also started a Patreon, which is basically your way of saying, hey, look, I like what you're doing and I want to be part of what you're doing. So if you donate to my Patreon, the first 100 donations I get in any amount, they will all be put into the first issue in a special thank you, and also they will be added to the main cover of the first issue. I really have to say, without you guys, I wouldn't have pushed myself to this point. I've really been neglecting other things in my life for this. It's just telling about how important this is to me, and hopefully you guys understand why I'm doing this for you guys. So without any further ado, I know I'm rambling. This is the longest video, but I really have to say, thank you guys so much. Check out the other videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, and do something kind for a stranger today. You never know. They might be the help you need.